Age was a period that followed the Classical Age, and it preceded the adoption of the Greek Empire within the Roman. This is a picture of how the Classical Age looked like back then. The language and culture spread throughout the world during the Hellenistic Age. It officially began with Alexander's death. This is a picture of Alexander's deathbed. The realm of Greek influence spread from India to Africa because of the Macedonian empire builders. After the death of Alexander the Great, his empire was divided into 3 parts. The 3 parts each had a different ruler. This is a map of the empire separated by the 3 rulers. The ruler of Macedonia and Greece was Autogonus. He was the founder of the Autogonid dynasty. Autogonus was one of the oldest and ablest of Alexander's generals. This is a head sculpture of Autogonus. The ruler of the Near East was Seleucus. He was the founder of the Seleucid dynasty and king of Babylonia and Syria. He was also a Macedonian general and a partner of Alexander the Great. The third ruler was General Ptolemy, who created the Ptolemaic dynasty. Ptolemy was one of Alexander's favorite generals, and he was also the ruler of Egypt. Ptolemy also wrote a major book on astronomy. Most of his ideas came from the astronomers before him. There were 3 main ideas he was trying to send. The 3 main ideas were: 1. Earth is at the center of the universe. 2. Each planet moves on a small circle called the epicycle. 3. The center of the small circle moves on a big circle called deferent. The empire was wealthy because of the conquered Persians. The ruler in each region took advantage of this and established buildings and other cultural programs. Ptolemy founded a museum and began his collections of books for a library. This library was located at Alexandria, his capital. The library became the center for scientific research and the best collection of Greek and Roman papyri in the world. This is a top view of the library at Alexandria. When Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire, he took over their rich treasures in Babylon. There were a huge amount of gold. The market for fashionable gold jewelry exploded. Even after Alexander's death, his generals supported this industry for centuries. These were jewelries worn during the Hellenistic Age. A wide variety of jewelry types were made during this time. For example, earrings were made, bracelets were made, rings were made, and last, necklaces were also made. While the culture of ancient Greece was spreading east and west, the Greeks adopted elements of Eastern culture and religion. The 2 major religions were Mithraism and Zoroastrianism. Mithraism is an ancient Roman religion worshipping the god Mithras. The Roman worshipping of Mithras began during the early Roman Empire. Mithras is the Roman name for the Indo-Iranian god Mitra or Mithra, called by the Persians. Zoroastrianism is a religion and philosophy based on the teachings of the founder Zoroaster. He was a legendary religious teacher from Bactria, but not much is known about his life. We are not sure about the time he was born and even when he lived. The Attic Greek was the prestige dialect that was spoken in Attica. The Athens, which was the largest city and capital of Greece, controlled the Attica boundary. Eratosthenes was a famous Greek mathematician who founded the measurement of the Earth's circumference and his work on prime numbers. He was also a poet, athlete, geographer, and astronomer. Euclid was a Greek mathematician during the Hellenistic period. He was also known as the father of geometry. He is most famous for his geometric results and his elements, which were the 13 geometric and mathematical books. Archimedes was considered a total genius during his time. He performed many geometric proofs using the fixed formula outlined by Euclid. Archimedes was great at computing areas and volumes. He was most proud of his discovery for finding the volume of a sphere. He showed that the volume was 2/3 the volume of the smallest cylinder that contained it. Zeno of Citium was a Greek philosopher that was the founder of Stoicism. His teachings had a great influence throughout the ancient world, and it was the opening for Christians. During the Hellenistic age, theaters were carved into the lower rocky slopes. The Hellenistic theater were able to fit about 2,500 people. This Archiad theater at Argos is one of the only 2 surviving theaters. The places and schools during the Hellenistic age determined the styles of the Hellenistic sculpture rather than by the great names. This is a picture of the Hellenistic relief sculpture of the Great Altar of Zeus. Reconstruction is being done on the top right side in the front and on the bottom right side of the Great Altar of Zeus. This is a photograph of how a woman was dressed during the Hellenistic age. Women during that time wore a cloak wrapped over their head. Sometimes they will also wear a cone straw hat with it and a holding fan. This is an art sculpture of a standing woman. They were fashionable women or girls called tanagra. The tanagra figures are so beautiful and appealing because they were handmade of wax or terracotta. Like all the earlier terracotta statues, they were formed in concave terracotta molds.